Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yep.
Hopefully return back to the ship.
Oscar's not even going to trust the tram at this point.
Fortune,
Yup.
have you been looking? You said you had some questions and possibly looking at some ship parts.
I did. It says that well, how much could I get for the fuel scoops?
So typically it's about, I think it's about half of what they're worth, usually.
So 25,000 credits. Got it.
Yeah, because yours are in good condition too. They weren't, well, they were damaged, but you fixed it, so it's
Fixed
fine.
them. Yeah.
They've got ample duct tape, so therefore it's fine.
Yeah, and like the thing is too is it's Westwind, and you're already at Westwind, so like they're just like, yeah, sure, whatever. This is how much it's worth.
Yeah. So 25,000, and sorry, I have to look back at the other sheet again. Can I trade them in for two different things that equal up to the same price?
So the big restriction is mass and power.
Yeah. That's
So-
I already checked. I think we should be fine. on both
Okay, yeah.
of
So
those.
what are you looking into here?
I would like to get a holdout thingy. Where would it go? Or a thing to hide stuff in if people search our ship.
Yeah,
Which I can't
totally.
find now.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Chan's new room.
Yes.
Uh,
Where did it go?
yeah, where is it?
I could have sworn it was a holdout.
No,
something.
Smuggler's Hold.
Smuggler's hold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I just need to check prices. Yeah, that's perfect. Ha! 5,000 and one mass. And then I would also like to get an armory.
Okay. And the armory just has like the basic amount of
Firearms and armor
Yep, absolutely. Weapons and armor for the crew. So basically,
for the crew.
you have as much ammunition as you want and basically access to any basic weaponry that would be available.
Yeah.
So, like,
I
if...
mean, did you not think of getting me a medbay?
But if we have an armory, we can kill people before we get hurt.
But we now have two members of our crew that
He doesn't know that.
probably need a medbay.
I don't need that. I don't know that.
Fortune is blissfully unaware that there are zombies on the ship.
Yes.
No one has brought it up to Fortune, and probably for good reason.
Yeah, and the armory, let me just make sure, because for some reason on that sheet it's all busted up, and I'll have to look at that later, but the armory is 20,000?
20,000, and the holdout or the smuggler's hold is 5,000.
Right, because
So
it's
that's
the
25,000.
armory is 2,000, but then you have to double it, or
times
multiply
10.
by 10 for the frigates.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep. Alright, yeah, no,
Expensive.
that's totally good. And then the
Perfect.
fuel scoops were...
25,000.
Two
They're
and
2
two?
power and 1 mass, I think.
No, multiply by 2 on the power for,
Well then, damn.
sorry,
not a lot of power.
they're 2 and 2.
Okay.
2 power and 2 mass. So yeah, so if
Perfect.
you go to the Roll20 ship sheet, you should be able to just edit those things.
Yeah.
You know, you can modify, remove the fuel scoops, and then you know, add 2 power and 2 mass, and then take away 1 mass. So yeah, you guys actually have quite a few, quite a bit of power and mass.
We do.
So you'll be
We
up
will
to
now have
3
at-
power and
4
3
mass. Or 3 mass. The mass stays the same because they're both 1, right?
Oh no! It's 3 and 4. 3 power, 4 mass is what you will have
Okay.
available.
And that's after everything's on?
Yep. Yeah,
Oh,
because
cool.
the armory technically doesn't take up anything. It's basically like
Oh, it's just...
yeah. So
yeah.
think of it as like the lockers in the sides of the cargo bays,
Mhm.
right? That they don't really take up room. They don't really take up any power. They're just like lockers on the sides of the cargo bays where you can grab weapons from.
So kind of
And yeah, and the price isn't really the installation or anything like that. It's basically getting the stock of that.
Okay.
It's not really like the installation of a bunch of cabinets. It's getting, you know, 4 combat rifles, getting 4, you know, of the normal thing, like a full armament of whatever normal equipment, basic equipment is, which we can Deus Ex Machina whenever we need to, as long as it's within reason. Because I think you guys have a fairly big armory yourselves already.
Yeah, we do, but this just gives everyone, well, more for the armor than the weapons for the rest of our crew,
Yep.
I think.
Yep,
Is
exactly.
the important thing here.
Yep, absolutely.
And also, this gives weapons and armor to anyone who happens to be on our ship, up to 6 people.
Correct. So, like, if you take on VIPs or something like that.
I don't know, like someone named Oha or something.
Yeah. Oha can have armor now. Chan can have armor now.
Some mad woman Sriak with a knife that's just stabbing
Yeah,
robots.
I mean, it should be noted, too, Oscar, you don't know where she got a knife.
Yeah.
Well, how thorough of a cadaver search did you do?
Well, I suspect she didn't have it when she came delivered in the crate. So, she got it somewhere on the ship or elsewhere.
Right. Yes. So, we perhaps should do a knife check at some point.
Yeah.
Nah.
See who's missing one.
Yeah. Any hoozle. So, Gogo, what about you? What would you do for, like, 12 hours? Are you just, like, going into a coma? After... Because, like, eventually the men would have come on board to take their buddy away. Kind of relieving you of your duty. Do you check on Chan at all? Do you...
I think this whole time she would have been, well, not all 12 hours, but for some of the 12 hours, she would have been uploading all of her journal notes that she's been taking to
Okay.
Dr. Fisher's systems and, like, cross-referencing them with the stuff that he's already kind of taken down. I mean, Gogo has a pretty high med, like, regardless of how much it
Yeah.
is shocking sometimes. So I think that she's kind of pouring through what Dr. Fisher has done already and trying to understand what's going on with her herself.
Okay.
So I think she's, like, doing some study, actually.
Why don't you make me a tech med check with intelligence, and we'll see your general grasp of Dr. Fisher's work so far. Because it could be beneficial that you may be able to, like, roll to assist him in the future when he starts making those harder checks, if you have a general grasp. And I think a 9 is certainly, yeah, I think you get it. You get the gist of it. You know, a 10 would have been like, oh yeah, I know exactly how to do this. But I think that a 9 is like, you could definitely assist. So I think that what that can net you is whenever Dr. Fisher's doing a study roll on trying to figure out how to cure this, if you want to spend your travel time helping him, he can get a +1
Cool.
on his
Yeah.
rolls, which will certainly help. He's been doing easy rolls so far. The harder ones are yet to come for that. Good luck, Dr. Fisher.
Yay.
Is this the 20 timer?
Yeah.
Sure is.
That is the end of Arc 1 countdown.
Yeah, basically. Or Event Horizon, if you want
Yeah.
to choose a terminology for it. So, the group of you, or the two of you back at the ship, remain mostly, like, Gogo, you probably are in the med bay and you hear, like, bzzz, 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 and, like, you feel heavy equipment being brought on and off the ship, and you're like, you're probably at some point like, what the fuck is going on down there? While Fortune oversees the installation of all of his new toys. Like, no, yeah, that goes over there.
New toys.
Yeah, that's the pew pew spot. You gotta, over on this side. You gotta make sure it's out of the way.
Also, Jordan,
Yeah.
for this armory, how do you want to run what's in it?
So that's the thing is it will, so basic equipment, I would say nothing higher than a CFU, obviously. And then I think that it should be based on crew size. So for example,
Yeah.
your crew is 6 people, so no more than 6 of any one item.
Well, that's what it says, but I'm trying to figure out, like, can I just have, like, 6 of every TL4 weapon?
Isn't it worded that
Because
it's
that's what it
based on the
says in
size
there.
of the ship?
Yeah, it's based on the size of your ship,
Size
how
of-
many items you get, but like not like specifically. Let me read it just real
Because
quick.
I was just reading,
Armory
actually, it
rather
says...
than submitted by armory, whichever amounts of TL4 weapon the normal size crew might require. So, I would say to you, you could have a primary weapon for everybody, a secondary weapon for everybody, and a tertiary weapon for everybody. And what I mean by that is, like, combat rifle would be primary, a pistol of some sort, be it laser or not, could be secondary, and then like a knife, monoblade, that kind of shit could be tertiary.
Okay. And then one type of TL4 armor.
And then one type of TL4 armor.
Then for this ship, I would like everyone to pick your primary, secondary, and armor, and then just put it in the notes underneath your name.
Okay.
So that way we know what's in there.
Well, I think to some extent it's supposed to function as like a magic bag.
Yeah, and that's
Like,
what I mean is like
the
we don't
point
need
is
to.
that,
Yeah,
like,
that's
we have
Okay.
access to whatever range we want, and that's
Okay.
what buying that gets us, is that
Cool.
flexibility to say like, no, I want to do this time.
Yeah, like for example,
Like,
if like
that's the
Oscar
real
for
benefit.
whatever reason needs to grab a combat rifle, you
There's
guys
one.
have one on the ship that he can use.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Then I can get rid of my additional stores of weapons because we have those already.
Oh, you can
Right.
just combine
Or
them.
Yeah.
at least I don't have to keep it on my character sheet anymore.
No, exactly. They would all be stored in the armory. That's the point of the armory.
I'm just gonna keep the special stuff like Bruno's rifle.
Yeah, right.
'Cause that's
Exactly.
something different.
Instead of being inside of your room, you've just migrated everything out to the cargo bay area.
Yeah.
That's basically all that's happened. But yeah, like, and the other thing is like Oha can like she won't do it all the time because she doesn't like armor, but if in need, she can like grab a CFU out of the armory and throw it on real quick in the heat of the moment. Like you guys could tell Chan to, put on some armored underlay and pose as a, I don't know, beggar or something.
Yeah.
Like that's the
Or-
kind of stuff that we can do later on.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. Works perfectly.
Magic wardrobe.
It's basically what it is. Yes.
And then, how hard is it to get a profession?
I mean, it really
What do you mean,
depends.
get a-
So,
Like an armorer?
To hire a profession.
No,
to
to become.
if you want to
an
become an armorer,
You
so
just put points into it.
yeah, you got to put points into it, obviously,
armorer.
because there's an actual profession thing.
Yeah.
But essentially, you'd have to like either pay for a trainer or pay for materials to learn how to do that thing, and then just practice it. Like there'd be training time involved.
Okay.
It would
then I
probably work out similar to how I'm doing with Dr. Fisher, where like if you want to get up to rank 0, it would be 0 out of 2, and then if you want to get up to rank 1, it would be 0 out of 4, so on and so forth.
Okay. Then I would like to start training to be an armorer.
Yeah, and so
Now
for
I
that,
have a place
for
to
that,
work.
basically just like learning how to maintain, upgrade, mod weapons, that kind of stuff,
Correct.
and armor as well.
Correct.
Cool. Yeah, totally. That's totally, absolutely, 100% a thing you can work towards.
And now I have a place to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Eventually, you guys should get
Hooray.
workshops on the ship, and then you can actually build your own weapons.
Yeah, but I'll start small.
Yeah, start small. Seems good.
Yeah.
All right.
So
fantastic.
that's
So how
not
much-
So you're doing profession armor. That's what
Yes.
you're gonna put points toward. Okay, cool.
Well, I'll train for it to get the point. Just
Oh
while I
no,
have
no,
the
I'm
point.
just curious, like what? Because typically when you pick a specific profession, it's because it won't be covered under like post tech.
Yeah. So I would
So, like,
actually
what
say.
benefit
I,
is that?
yeah, so what I'm envisioning here is post-tech might tell you how mods work. An armorer would be able to install them for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
A
So, like,
profession
I have-
a profession armorer role would be able to take that upgraded battery and install it in a weapon safely. Kind of the opposite of how they did Bruno's weapon, right? Like that's the whole point of this thing, right?
Rather than just doing it.
Right, exactly. Like Bruno is a guy who just slapped post-tech together and threw some upgraded batteries in his weapon.
He said, "Oh, wire into terminal. Wire into terminal. Go."
Right, yeah. What Fortune, I assume, is looking to do is to do that, but make it safe. And in order to do that, Profession Armorer would be definitely what you would do.
Yeah. That
Cool.
and I can upgrade our weapons when
Yeah.
you buy the pieces.
Yeah, absolutely. He can... And eventually, like I said, if he gets workshops, it would allow him to build custom mods and stuff.
Yeah.
Proton X.
Or I could put like some super awesome like large
Devin.
guns on your
Yeah,
assault
he
suit
could
or
shoulder
something.
mount you guns on your assault suit. How's that sound?
Turn you into Iron Man.
I don't think he no longer... I think he no longer wants a Proton X.
No, I want a Proton X.
So, anyway.
Yeah. This is gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love
actually,
it. I love the direction
yeah.
that is going. That seems
What I
fantastic.
want is a psi suit, because then the game has to fundamentally change. However, I don't think that's ever going to happen within the constraints of what we're doing here.
Yeah, that's faction level. Start to
Yeah.
build your
Yeah,
own companies and
that's-
shit.
That would be kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Someday.
Someday. Soon, TM. So I think that while, like, when this is all completed, Gogo and Fortune, you probably pass each other occasionally. I think that Fortune, you actually notice that a couple of times, maybe when you're, like, out moving around, you see a somewhat familiar face, like, standing at the entrance of the cargo bay and, like, kind of looking at the ship. You notice it's Fizz.
It's Fizz.
Yeah.
It's Fizz.
Like there's just like moments where like it looks like maybe he was just passing by and he just like stopped to look at it and like look, and then he sees you and maybe he like waves, but then like every time like turns away quickly and leaves. Like kind of like, oh, I'm just passing through and saying hi, but it probably happens more than once.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably clues you into it's probably happening on purpose.
Yeah.
Because you guys aren't like in the main hangar bays, right, of the Westwind facility.
Yeah.
Also, he's like a fighter pilot that has shit to do in a war, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Then I'll wait just inside the bay door at some point.
yes.
Next time he pops his head in there, I'm just gonna pull him into the bay.
Yeah. So you're like standing, like maybe you're just like hunkered down inside the bay, and you see like the kind of mane of straw colored hair, and he kind of he like walks in and like looks around and he looks at the ship, and you see him kind of like trying to like look around boxes and stuff. You want to just like pop out and grab him?
Yeah. Hey, Fizz, and I put like my armor on his shoulder and pull
Yeah, okay. Because the way you said it made me think you were going hands on, and then I would force some rolls from that.
Well, I'm roughly bringing him into the ship. Well, nicely, roughly bringing him into the ship.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're like, oh yeah, hey! You put your arm around him, like frog march him towards the ship and up the ramp and stuff.
Yeah, just to get him inside the ship. So
yeah, and I think he notably jumps. He's probably not in a flight suit this time, because he didn't just come from his ship like he did last time. Or you've probably seen him in this outfit, but it's basically he's got a bomber jacket, he's got aviators, he's from Top Gun.
okay, cool.
Right, like that's
He is Goose. Got it.
with long hair, yeah, with like long sandy blonde hair.
Goose. Okay.
Yeah, and he kind of like he puts his aviators on the top of his head. He's like, oh yeah, well, I'll be Fortune. It's good to see you again. I didn't expect to have such a nice greeting.
Well, I've seen you around a couple of times, and I figured maybe you wanted to check out the ship. You know, being a pilot and all.
Yeah, I'm always interested in looking at some ships. Also, I think you guys got more crew, and I would surely love to meet them. I really would.
Well, I've got 2 on board now. Maybe we see them when we're walking around.
Yeah, that would be great. If it's not too much trouble, you understand. I understand that you might be a busy man. I noticed a lot of things coming in and out. Lots of weapons and stuff.
Speaking of new things,
and I think
I've
he
got
kind of
some
like
stuff to show you.
Yeah, he kind of like looks at the armory that you've guided him towards. Yeah. And yeah, so you begin like running him through the tour of the armory, like showing him the weapons. You realize very quickly that he's not super interested in like heavy weapons. You realize that sidearms are totally a thing he knows quite a bit about and can utilize. In fact, I think it's probably the first time you notice he carries a leg-strapped pistol. It looks like standard issue, like, 38 or 45 or something like that. Standard issue projectile weapon, nothing too special, but even pilots are armed for whatever may occur. And yeah, you see that like he has a healthy amount of respect for that. The like physical weapons he doesn't, and the armor he's just like, oh, he's kind of entertaining you. With all of this, I think I need you to roll me a luck save though.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Only because I have to get at least 1 luck save per day. Okay, good. Yeah. No, I think that everything goes smoothly as you're kind of perusing through here. Gogo, I also need you to roll me a luck save though.
Oh, I was gonna bring him to Gogo
Okay.
at some point.
Yeah, I just want to see if that happens before you expect it. Your luck save was for somebody else. Okay, no. Yeah, absolutely not. So maybe you're done with the armory tour and you're, like, walking to the mess hall, right? And, like, you go up the elevator and the door opens, and Gogo, you're walking out, like, noodles slurping into your mouth as you're walking into the elevator, and the two of them are standing there, and that's the meeting. That's, like, the introduction, right? And he goes, "Oh, Miss Gogo, it's great to see you again."
What?
I'd be like, hey, yeah, Gogo, you remember Fizz? You were talking to him out in front of the ship for a while?
Yeah, it's Robert.
Your name? Yeah, I thought your name was Robert.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my name. And he kind of like he does the like the quick eye to Fortune and like back to her and like the like little head like nod thing.
Yeah.
Can I help you? What are you doing here?
Oh, Fortune here. He was just showing me around your beautiful ship, and I heard that it was you that was flying this ship the other day.
Speaking of ship, this is our pilot. We were about to head up to the cockpit. Why don't you go show him around, Gogo?
I would love to see
dagger eyes at you, Fortune.
Yeah, I think he's oblivious. He's like, I would love to see the cockpit, the bridge, perhaps. In a fighter, it's normally called a cockpit, but on ships this big and bigger, it's normally called a bridge. But I mean, it's your ship. You can call it whatever you want.
Yeah, she holds up a hand. She's like, just stop speaking. Fine. She like steps back, like a step back behind the door that she had just come out of. About faces and just starts walking, like no preamble, nothing else. Just starts walking towards the bridge.
Yeah, and I think he kind of like turns and like waves at you, Fortune, and then keeps walking.
I've got like the biggest shit-eating grin on my face.
Yeah,
right
absolutely, absolutely. And
we'll remember this.
Yeah,
That's
as you head up there, he kind of like has his hands behind his back and he's kind of just like straddling along and you told him not to talk, so I think he's just like.
So this is it.
Oh yes, it is quite lovely. These seats they look quite a bit more comfortable than what I'm used to. You understand? It's quite cramped in the cockpit of my starfighter a whole lot.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I can imagine. Listen, Robert, cut the shit. Why are you here?
I mean, I don't know what you mean, Miss Gogo.
No, I'm quite certain you do. You can't quite possibly be that interested in this hunk of junk. And she like gestures around.
Well, it's true, it might be a hunk of junk, but I am certain, after hearing you talk, and especially Mr. Fortune, that you do not believe it is actually a hunk of junk. I can tell when a ship has love and care in it, and this one certainly does. This one certainly does. But I think that, I don't know, I'm just intrigued. I like people, Miss Gogo, and you seem like good people, and I just kind of wanted to get to know you all.
Gogo scoffs at you calling her good people. Well, certainly you are not a good judge of character, sir.
No, maybe not, but I am a
Turns
good judge of skill, Miss Gogo, and you certainly have it in plenty.
We think so too.
She goes, I guess I get by. It used to be better.
Used to be. Skills like that, they don't just go away now.
I'm like, oh, she's just being modest. Gogo, tell him how you used to pod race.
Dagger eyes. Especially at you calling it pod racing.
Disney's gonna take us off the. Off the
No,
air
no,
if you keep
Disney,
saying
we're
that.
sorry. We apologize.
That was a,
We
that was
didn't
a
mean
verbal.
it.
That was a
We
verbal,
didn't mean it.
I'm gonna get a strike on the YouTube video.
Yeah, copyright strike.
This is why we can't have nice things.
But it's pod racing, but there's a silent W in front of the pod.
Right.
There, perfect. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he says, truly, did you race on the grav vehicles or perhaps the vehicles that are spaceborne? Or perhaps both? You certainly seem like you would be able to do both.
Yeah, both. My specialty was space, but she's like assessing him like, why do you care? Like, nobody's ever asked me this many questions ever. Please, like, leave. I have things to do.
Yeah, and I think he's just like, oh yeah, that's nice. I like that. And he's like looking around. He's like, I try my hand, but they said that it was something that about a conflict of interest because I was employed with the West Wind, the West Wind Corporation, and it was something about the way that the money worked. I'm not really into those things. I just like to fly. That's kind of what I do.
Well, that we certainly have in common. Is there anything else you'd like to see, or could we? And she like kind of makes a wrap it up gesture.
I think you did mention that there was a Spike 2 on this ship. That is not common on this class of frigate. I would like to see that. I would like to see the upgrades. I'm a huge fan of engines, especially. I would also like to perhaps meet the real engineer, as to keep a ship like this up and running the way that they do. They certainly must do a good job.
Yeah, he's really busy. In fact, we suffered some damages. I really don't think it'd be safe for us to go down there right now. You'll just have to take my word for it.
Yeah, I understand, Miss Gogo. Just plain and simple, I do.
Great. Yeah. So, we good here?
Yeah, I think I can finish up the tour, Gogo. Thanks.
Great. And she just like sighs and just starts to like walk off with like both of you just standing there like, what is happening? Okay, bye.
Yeah, I think he's just like smiling and looking around.
Yeah, like as soon as Gogo leaves, I'm like, she just gets a little nervous sometimes.
Oh, trust me, I understand that. I get very nervous when I'm talking to people a lot.
I mean, especially being around such a decorated pilot as yourself.
Oh, I mean, it's certainly not the best. I'm pretty good, though.
All right. So I just take him around like the rest of the cargo bays and the living quarters.
Yeah. And, yeah, and I think he enjoys the tour and seems satisfied, and, like, he's a guy. He just wanted to be friendly. And I think that as suits the story, you probably finish up the tour like right around when the other three are returning, just because it's appropriate.
Yeah, of course.
And so I think that, you're like saying goodbye at the bottom of the ramp, and he like extends his hand to shake, and he's like, now, Mr. Fortune, I really do appreciate the tour, and I appreciate getting to meet your pilot again. It was a good time.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, and that's probably like insert Fisher, Oscar, Oha.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, speaking of crew, here's the rest of mine. That's Dr. Fisher, and we call him Oscar. His real name's hard to pronounce. And that's
It's Oha.
That's Oscar's lady friend.
I'm gonna be on the ship. And she just like walks away. And he's like,
Oscar produces a little disc and he says, Fortune, this is still clear as mud. I'm going to go look at this.
I just want to. This is the guy that shot down those fighters that were chasing us in the ship battle up in the sky.
Howdy, Oscar. How you doing?
Oh, so yeah, Oscar, he actually perks up at that, and he's like, he says, "Oh, that was good work."
Well, I thank you kindly. That was
Coordinated that maneuver.
yes. I can't take all the credit. If I didn't have my fighter wing, then I wouldn't be much of anything right now. But also, I think the real thanks is Commander Hartfield. We wouldn't have had any idea. It's lucky that I know him. My mama and his mama, they go way back. And so we're kind of like brothers.
He says, Yes, I suppose you are. Thank you. We probably would have sustained much more damage than we did without your assistance.
Yeah, I'm
We are
just
indebted.
I'm just real sorry I couldn't get there even sooner. I told Fortune here, as he's the owner of the ship. I told him that I tried the hardest I could.
Like, does the hush hand like a little bit, and he says, "I assure you, no apology is necessary. We are in your debt."
Well, you understand that.
You'll
Just
excuse me. I've been waiting a very long time to learn what is on this particular disc.
well, I hope your movie is great. Then I hope it is good for you.
I will, if we cross paths again, I will be certain to let you know. Thank you again for your assistance.
Oh, it was no problem. I gave Fortune here my contact information just in case y'all are in a pickle again, and y'all need some assistance. But also he was talking about maybe going and getting some corn too if y'all are in the area, and that would just make me just happier than a pig in mud.
Hold on. Out of character. Did you create this character just so you could use the American dictionary?
Nope.
Okay, because that would have been awesome.
Bullshit.
I actually had an idea for this character like 2 weeks ago. It just
Okay. Sorry.
Anyway, yeah.
Continue conversation.
Oscar tries to graciously disentangle himself from this from this pilot.
yeah, he just like waves at your goodbye.
Yeah.
Dr. Fisher, are you still standing there, or did you try and like sidle away? Or are you intrigued?
I mean,
Fisher's
okay, let me tell you the current situation Dr. Fisher's been having, okay?
I'm ready.
He's been trying to solve this medical problem with Gogo and Shan. So he went to try and go get some respite with Oscar, but then got barraged with questions from Ohar, only to then be attacked by robots that wanted to carry him off, and now is to meet this overly energetic person once again.
You know,
So-
you know what this reminds me of is that time you volunteered to go to pick up Oscar's suit without knowing any details, and got in a firefight just for trying to get off the ship.
That was his first mission
Yeah.
with us.
Like, Fisher obviously doesn't learn from patterns. Just say.
So yeah, he probably says, "Howdy, Doc. How you doing today?"
Hello. It's been one of those days.
Oh yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, absolutely. I think that sometimes when it is one of those days, I think that it mostly stems from when sometimes. Listen, it's gonna be hard to explain. I'm gonna probably use some words that I don't even understand myself. But sometimes when you are having one of those kind of days, and it dawns on you that perhaps this was fate. Perhaps you were fated to be in this pickle that you are in right now. And I think that one thing we don't understand a whole lot about that is there's always going to be better. It can't get much worse, Doc. So you just gotta stick it out.
Well, look. If you believe in fate, then then that means that all of our actions are predetermined. So then what is the actual point in trying to do anything? Because what's going to happen is going to happen. So you can't change it because the fate would then get in the way. And second of all, it can always get worse. I'm a scientist. I know what I'm talking about.
I think,
Please
yeah.
excuse me whilst I try to prevent some of those outcomes.
I think he smiles and like he puts his aviators on and he says, "As long as you're having fun, Doc."
Ending theme.
Just,
There's nowhere to go from
I
there.
just
There's
don't
nowhere to go
want
from there. He puts
just-
on the sunglasses.
I'm just furious. Rage is bubbling in me at this moment.
Man.
It's
It's like Fortune playing this or something.
Did Fortune just like laugh like silently to himself?
Probably not silently.
He says, "Well, Mr. Fortune, it was great meeting you and your crew. I hope that we may cross paths again." And he kind of like looks around. He says, "Also, between you and me, if you haven't already, you can give that information to Miss Gogo. That would be totally okay with me.
Oh,
That way, maybe instead of talking about the engineering stuff, which I thought she was the engineer first, but maybe perhaps we could talk about this racing that she does, because it is something that interests me. And while I can't do anything from in Westwind, some people have told me that I am a good instructor, and perhaps if she is wanting to have a partner, perhaps just to like practice with, because I can't compete, but I can at least help, perhaps in that way. You understand?"
You know, she's not one for asking for help, but I think next time you see her, if you just maybe throw in a tidbit of advice on flying here and there, she'd love it.
I might do that, Mr. Fortune. Thank you. I appreciate that little piece of.
No,
I
no
appreciate
problem.
that tidbit. Ha! You see what I did there? Yeah. Anyway, I probably gotta go get my men. They're probably drunk again, and I have to get them in flights in. Oh my goodness, in about an hour. So I really got to go. I am so sorry for taking up so much of your time. If you would just give my regards to all of the crew, and tell your engineer I hope that his ship is spick and span when he is done.
Absolutely.
You have a good one, Mr. Fortune. And he
You as well.
he like, puts his bomber jacket, like shrugs his bomber jacket up and walks out.
Yes.
So does Fortune walk onto the ship and see all of the crew standing like in a semicircle looking at him?
I come up the elevator. I'm just standing right outside the elevator.
What did you invite into our ship?
He's just a nice guy, and I thought you guys might like him.
Oscar is not present. He's
Yeah, I assume no
run
one's
off with
actually
it.
present.
Yeah.
So is there a text conversation between Gogo and Fortune that we need to view on screen?
Kinda.
I can't view it on screen. Just picture some evil ASCII art.
Yeah. I look at it, laugh, and then I forward you fizzes and contact information.
Yeah, and Gogo, you get the whole list as well as I described before. Like, you get his his name, rank, designation, job, and then decorations, right? And the list is like 2 scrolls deep. And all of them are typically flying related. And I think that the difference is now is it's a living document, right? Because you like have his contact info that'll update whenever he updates it.
Yeah.
And so now it says 64 confirmed instead of 63 and 1 pending.
And one, yeah.
Yeah. Do you just delete that, Gogo? What do you do with that?
So you see this moment of Gogo being like, huh. And she like goes to click the X and then drags it into a folder instead and then puts the comm pad in her pocket.
Yeah. And that's
That guy was stupid. Whoa. What? He actually can fly.
Well, good news is you don't need intelligence to fly a fighter.
Dexterity.
Dexterity, you got it. Yeah, and I think that's probably the perfect place to end for the night.
What a fun ending, huh, guys?
Nobody died. Oscar got picked
Nobody
up for like
died.
a second.
Robots don't understand teleportation.
They sure don't.
If they were, yeah. What I have to worry about is like pre-tech TL5
Yeah.
containment
Jammers and shit.
specifically designed to ruin my day.
Yeah. I do think, though, we probably see one other thing. Actually, now that I think about it. We see that blinking screen with all of the jobs on it. And it's been like it's when a program is like closed out and we just see the Windows background, right? The program hasn't been like reopened on the PC that's running it. And we for a moment it's just like kind of sitting there still. And then we see like a little like almost anime style like poof, and out comes a little like chibi Tan girl. And we see it kind of like look around the screen and like run across the bottom bar and like start climbing up the icons, and then like taps on one and it opens up and she like falls down and like grabs onto the side, and then she looks up and she sees there's a camera, and you can see like she moves the camera to the side, and this is all happening like in the two-dimensional frame of the screen, where this little chibi is like controlling the monitor. And then we see her find like a CCTV, and we see her pull it up, and we see her like look, and she's just like, no la, no la, no la. And she closes it all down and poof, pops back out. And we see that the image was like Oscar and Oha and Dr. Fisher like looking, like Dr. Fisher's probably like looking over his shoulder back at the compound that they are leaving. Yeah, that's probably the last scene we see.
Getting a little shadow run here. I dig it.
Yeah, getting a little something, that's for sure. So,
Hackers are as bad as Meltech, in Oscar's humble opinion.
Basically, yep. So everybody gets 750 experience.
Nice.
And next session, I think we will probably be good to take off and go complete these 2 missions, hopefully. Whether we are dropping the vintage
Red.
liquor off or Sarah's box first.
Yeah.
So fantastic. Do any of you have any final words, comments?
I want to see some non-trademarked, legally distinct pod racing, PAWD.
PAWD, yeah,
Pod
absolutely.
racing.
Pod
Yeah.
racing.
Acronym in chat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Pretty awesome, wicked, dangerous
Yep.
racing.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's canon.
Fully distinct. Fully distinct.
Very different name than the
Yes.
POD pod racing.
Yep.
That's great.
Nothing
I
to
mean-
do with Disney or LucasArts or anything.
I mean, I'll have to get
Oh,
Gogo
God,
to sign
yeah,
off
sure.
on it, but that's pretty good, Gogo.
You just cut out really good there, Jordan.
I was gonna say I'll have to get Gogo to sign off on it, but it's pretty
Gogo
good, Gogo.
works.
What?
Gogo likes it.
Oh, Gogo likes it. Okay, I approve. Okay, good, awesome. Pretty awesome, wicked, dangerous racing.
Yep. Pod
Cool.
for short.
Pod for short. That's all I got. I will. If you guys have nothing else, I'll either talk to you in a few minutes or I'll see you next week.
Yup.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Good game.
You did well.
GG. Goodbye, everybody.
GG. Goodbye, stream.
Goodbye. All right, guys. Thank you for showing up. I'm glad you could be here. Exciting session. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing that. I enjoyed playing Fizz. I think we'll see more Fizz in the future because it's a voice I feel comfortable and can do. So that's good. Hope you all enjoyed the new NPC, and we'll also get into some OHA stuff next week. It's going to be exciting, and obviously we're going to see who Gogo's contact is that can help get the heat off of them. Should be interesting, and hopefully we'll deliver some liquor. I mean, that's really all that's important. So, from all of us to you, have a wonderful night. Thank you all for being here. You're amazing. You're awesome. I love you all. And we will see you next time on Olympus.